Hi guys, so today I want to talk to you about something that's been going on in my life, and it's to do with really me being either what you would call a conspiracy theorist or a free thinker or a critical thinker. I tend to analyse or maybe even overanalyze everything. So everything being the way society is run, the whole setup of the free world, the social constructs, the employment constructs, the governmental constructs. So I'm sort of anything to do with the way things are, the way things are perceived to be. I don't tend to accept everything on face value. I don't look at the government and go, that's how it is, I must accept it. No, I don't do that. And when it comes to like things, for example, the law that the governments have made and enforced, I tend to look at law and think, don't think I agree with that law, might not follow it. So it depends on my thought, what I think is right and true to me, and true to the reality of the existence of the universe and how things should and shouldn't be. So I, over the last year, no, maybe more than that, probably even 2 or 3 years, I've started to post a lot of things on my social media, mainly Facebook, to do with aliens, the UFO phenomena. So what you would generally call conspiracies, and exposing the government and things like that. So I've posted a lot about this sort of stuff on Facebook. Now, I don't have many people interested in it, and it's because people aren't of that mindset quite yet. They will be in due course once they sort of realise, how the world's how the world's being run, and those sharks at the top of the chain of leaders, and how everything's actually been set up to basically keep us under the thumb, keep us dumbed down, working, should I say, slaving the 9 to 5, maybe even more than that, 2 jobs, your entire week, Monday to Saturday, and you've got 1 day off and you just want to enjoy that. You don't have time to be a critical thinker and basically analyse the way things are and the way the system's set up. And it's not set up for your benefit, essentially. And a lot of people would oppose that thought, saying, well, work is there so I can make money, so I can create a great life. And it is true to a certain extent, but you're probably doing a job that you actually hate doing for very little money, and you have very little time to enjoy the time that you have free or spare. So it basically comes down to, I don't agree with the way society has been set up and arranged, and it comes down to the people at the top, the Freemasons, the Freemans, the Morgans, the Rockefellers, all those big guns at the top that basically sat down around the round table and had a discussion back in the day and said, we're going to set things up like this. And that basically gets everyone stuck, and you're in this position where you're trapped and you're controlled and you can't get out. And I say no to that. So I could go on and on about that all day, but I'm not going to. What I want to talk to you today about is the fact that I've been posting all these things. A lot of them, they're just memes and things like that on Facebook about conspiracies. Well, you know, conspiracy theorist is just a derogatory term for a free thinker, essentially. So I tend not to even like that word, conspiracy theorist. Now, about 4 months ago, I had someone comment on an Instagram post of mine. It was a random post from 300 and something days ago. So they'd gone through my feed all the way almost to the bottom and just commented on my photo, a few random comments, and I'm like, who are you? And I didn't know them. I clicked on their name, which takes me to their page, and this guy was quite famous. Famous in the music industry in America. He lives in Hollywood. I'm not going to name names. I don't want to expose people. There's a few, I will name a name in a moment, but right now I'm not going to name this guy's name. He's a good friend of Snoop Dogg. So he's actually signed to Snoop Dogg under Snoop Dogg's, I think, Doggy Style Media or something it's called. He has a couple of famous songs at the moment. He has a degree in psychology and a few other things. Anyway, he befriends me on Instagram. So I sort of had a little bit of a chat to him, and I'm like, who the hell are you? Why are you even talking to me? Like, I don't think I'm that good looking, you know what I mean? Like, there's some glamour girls over there if you want to go and chat with them and pick them up, you know, because initially I thought that's what he wants. Like, I don't know. And after a while, like, he just was quizzing me and questioning me, and Instagram led to, where did we go from there? I think we went to WhatsApp, the social media app, WhatsApp, and we started video calling each other. So, because initially I didn't even believe it was him that was messaging me, because he's famous, and it's like, why are you messaging me? I just didn't get it. And obviously through these video calls, I knew it was him. You know, he had videos on his social media of him with Snoop Dogg and things like that, and so I knew it was him, and we just talked away, and this went on for months. So he sort of tried to get to know me, and then essentially he pretended that he was coming to Australia to visit, and, you know, like, I opened up to him. But, you know, I even admitted a few crimes that I've committed in my past, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, that's it, I'm going to have to report that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this is just friend to friend. Oh, but it's now, I've got it on video, I'm going to have to report it. And it's like, who are you? Why are you... What's up with this? Like, I don't understand. Why would you do this? You know, you're wanting to befriend me, or are you working? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, nothing's come of it. I've since deleted him. A little bit too suspect for me. Now, that was probably 4 months ago. About 2 months ago, I get a message on a dating site that I'm actually on, and so I start talking to this guy, and he happens to be with the US Army. He's in Afghanistan at the moment, and he works on the computers, and he was telling me how he had programmed the mother of all bombs. You know, and at that point I was just like, why are you talking to me? Like, I don't know, you know, and I'm like, they know every time we would voice like FaceTime and things like that, he would just sit there and stare at me, and I don't know whether he was analysing me or whether. And I said to him, haven't you seen a woman for a while? Like, are you in an all male section where you just can't see women? And he's like, no, there's women here, but we can't have any, you know, physical contact with them, or they get fired or whatever. But I'm like, why are you contacting me? You know, you are obviously pretty high up when it comes to computers, and if you can program the mother of all bombs, you can probably pretty much do anything online, including looking into my information. Now, I didn't quite think anything of that either until about 2 weeks ago. Actually, in between, 3 months ago and 2 weeks ago. As you know, I've been posting a lot of things. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. I post links to videos, conspiracy videos on Facebook and things like that. And I've sort of been watching a lot of Laura Eisenhower. Now, for those of you who don't know who Laura Eisenhower is, I think she's granddaughter I think she's the granddaughter of, is it Dwight Eisenhower? I don't even know if that's his first name. An ex-president of the United States. And she's brilliant, and she is a whistleblower, essentially, exposing conspiracies and, a lot of things that went on and still go on to this day. And I've, like I said, been posting a lot of links of her videos onto my Facebook page, trying to get the message out and the word out to the general populace. Anyway, about 2 weeks ago, I get this friend request from a guy. I get a lot of friend requests, but from this one guy, I start chatting with him, and he tells me that he's the cousin of Laura Eisenhower. And I'm like, what do you mean you're the cousin of Laura Eisenhower? Why are all these influential people quite high up trying to befriend me? Are you watching me? Is there information that you want to know? Are you trying to gather information on me? Are you trying to profile me? I don't understand. But it was, the first two people that contacted me, it was sort of, oh yeah, they just want to be friends. They just sort of, and I didn't really take it quite seriously until this third one contacted me. And I was just like, there's something going on here. Now, I know I don't do a lot of Google searches, especially when it comes to, governments and aliens and stuff. I get a lot of my information from YouTube, independent people that do their own research and, and post things. And I watch a lot of stuff and basically just form my own opinions from the information that's available to me. Now, some might call me crazy, and you can call me crazy, whatever, I don't even care. But something's going on here. Like, I feel like I'm being watched. And maybe I am, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm overreacting. But you're talking to a friend, my friend's like, what the hell? That's not, this isn't normal. Like, when the first famous guy contacted me, I was just like, this doesn't happen to everyone. I should think myself lucky. And then this other guy contacted me with the computer programmer, and I'm like, wow, you're pretty high up. And then when the third guy contacted me, that just so happens to be related to exactly what I'm interested in at the moment, it's like, yeah, something's going on here. People are watching me, and they want to know what I'm up to, why I'm up to what I'm up to, what sort of threat I pose, I guess, and I don't know, but it's very interesting that, I may just be over exaggerating and, being paranoid or whatever, but I actually don't think so. Like, this isn't happening to my friends. Like I said, a lot of my friends aren't interested in this sort of thing, but they don't have famous guys contacting them and, people high up contacting them, and it's like, okay. But anyway, so this is what's been going on recently. Now, I'm about to post something to do with my experience with aliens, UFOs, and all that jazz. So things may get a little more out of hand. I'm just going to see. I'm going to play it by ear. I'm going to see if I get any more contacts that are trying to sort of gain information out of me. Yeah, so put in the comments below if you think I'm just being paranoid, or if you think I'm onto something, or maybe even you've had an experience being in the same situation. So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed this post. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to, and see you in the next video. Bye.